What is up, everybody? It's your boy Charles Arnez World, tapping in with another audiobook reaction. With an audiobook reaction. Original Gangsters by Ben Westhoff. Let's go and check it out. This is Sir Romeo. Y'all want to know who Sir Romeo is? Let's check it out. Hit that thumbs up button.
Shouldered high school student in the early 80s, Andre Young was already a ladies' man, making the girls laugh and wowing them with his hip-hop prowess. His DJ group, Freak Patrol, pumped out jams at parties, and his pop-locking routine during halftime at Fremont High School football games drew cheers. Performed to a breathy electro beat, the robotic dance featured stutter steps and abrupt stops and starts, popping out one's limbs before locking them in place. His outfit included rubber-soled Bruce Lee-style shoes and a customized Batman-style black jacket with a little cape in the back and his nickname, Sir Romeo, ironed on, a play on his middle name, Romeo. Another favorite spot to show off was Eve After Dark, a club near Compton and Willowbrook, frequented by Natalie-dressed young adults. The meaning of the club's name is a little hard to parse, something to do with original sin. But folks lined up to get in. The disco era wasn't too far gone, and a mirror ball spun above the dance floor while DJs pumped out groovy R&B, funk, rap, and electro. It was like Eden before the snake. No alcohol was served, just sodas. Club owner Alonzo Williams didn't allow gang attire, preferring his male clientele adhere to the sartorial stylings of Morris Day: slacks, hard-bottom shoes, and a skinny tie. Girls might arrive with their hair in a bun, but then shake it out in the bathroom. Before they leave, they'd wrap it back up and, when they got home, would be like, "Hi, Mom," said Lonzo. Andre's mother would drop him off with his brother Tyree and their friends, and then go home and get some sleep, setting her alarm for 1 a.m. to come pick them up. Inside the club, Andre might juggle conversations with 2 or 3 women at a time, with a wingman running interference so nobody got suspicious. At age 16, he had his first child with a woman named Cassandra Joy Green, a boy named Curtis whom he didn't acknowledge until decades later. He also began talking to a pretty 14-year-old student named Lisa Johnson. Raised in South Central, Johnson more recently lived on the west side of L.A. Her dad was out of the picture and her brother had been killed in gang violence. Andre seduced her when she was in 9th grade, she said, but their relationship was controversial from the start. Johnson's mother thought she was too young to be dating, so the pair met secretly. Then, one day, I received that phone call. The call that all moms of teenagers dread, wrote Andre's mother, Verna Griffin, in her memoir. Johnson was pregnant. She started 10th grade at Fremont, but only lasted a couple of weeks. "I was pregnant and they didn't want me on school campus," she said. To make things worse, Johnson's mother was furious at her daughter for the pregnancy. She threw Johnson out of the house. It was January 1983 when Johnson gave birth to their first daughter, LaTanya. Johnson was 15, and Andre was 17. "He was a real proud father at the time," Johnson said. Andre's mother let Johnson and the baby live with them for a time. Johnson slept in Andre's bedroom, while he slept in the living room. They also stayed with his grandmother in Willowbrook, not far from Eve After Dark. Sometimes they found themselves crashing at grim motels like the Snooty Fox Motor Inn on Southwestern Avenue, which rents rooms by the hour. Before long, however, Andre had gotten another young woman pregnant, named Lavetta Washington. Their girl Tyra was born in May 1984. Johnson was furious. She, too, was pregnant again. Andre Young's accomplished, elegant mother, Verna Griffin, has created a clothing line and published her memoir in 2008. She's also tough as nails. One night in Los Angeles, when she was a young mother, two men attempted to mug her, rolling up and demanding her purse. Without hesitation, I pulled out my gun and aimed it at them, she wrote. They sped away. She and Andre's father, Theodore Young, were still in high school when they had him, just months before the 1965 Watts riots. They quickly married at Verna's mother's insistence and rented a home on 135th Street from Theodore's stepfather. The price was right, $18 a week, but unemployment pushed Theodore into drug dealing. To Verna's distress, his clients would get high at their home. The stale odor of marijuana was so strong that not even daily cleaning could get rid of it, she wrote. Not long after, she and Andre moved back into her parents' home in an unincorporated part of L.A. County near Compton. Theodore was soon arrested in a drug raid. She claimed he beat her during their tumultuous marriage. If I went to the neighborhood store and stayed too long, he would get physical with me, Verna wrote. If I engaged in what he considered a prolonged conversation with any of his male companions, he would get physical with me. I could not reach Theodore Young for comment. Verna added that he also beat her when she was pregnant with her second child, Jerome Levante Young, who died during infancy from unrelated intestinal pneumonia. He began stalking her so badly that she was scared to leave her house, she wrote. Smart and resourceful despite dropping out of school after 9th grade, Verna held down low-paying jobs at stores like National Dollar, Sears, and Kmart. Poverty was never far from her young family's door, and they didn't always have access to a phone, a car, or even gas. Verna had yet another boy die in infancy, and she herself nearly died from the birth of Andre's younger brother Tyree when doctors failed to remove her placenta. She also gave birth to a healthy girl named Shamika. Constant moving characterized Andre's childhood. At one point, the family lived near the Compton airport in a housing project called Wilmington Arms, which the LA Times later called so notorious as a drug bazaar that one city councilman says it should be demolished. Verna and her brood moved well over a dozen times, hopscotching among apartments and houses in South Central, Watts, Carson, Long Beach, and Compton, including on Thorson.
Wait a minute, I didn't know that Dre had a sister. They never mentioned Dre's sister. Is she still living? Does anybody know about Dre's sister? I didn't know you had. I'm gonna look that up. Hit that thumbs up button, guys, and let's continue on.
An avenue in the latter city, just a few blocks away from Eric Wright. These neighborhoods were rough, with bullies on the block, burglars at the door, and once a man murdered right in front of their house. Another time, Verna recalled, after two nursery school children got into a dispute, their mothers settled things by fighting each other with knives. They were sometimes on government assistance, and when Andre was 11, the family suffered a bad car accident. Andre's face was severely cut up by smashed glass. He barely complained, even though more than a month later, he was found to have suffered a broken collarbone. He handled the pain from his injuries so well, Verna wrote. I wondered if that was because I had taught him the importance of enduring pain. Tyree and Little Warren. Having finally split from Theodore, Verna met her future husband, Curtis Crayon, at a beach party. Their relationship soon turned rocky as well. Following their divorce, he harassed me with threats of violence, she wrote, and she procured a restraining order. But the product of their marriage, son Tyree Deshaun Crayon, who was 3 years younger than Andre, would become Andre's greatest supporter and confidant. Tyree played football, basketball, and track, and was the first person in the family to graduate from high school. He found work with an aerospace company and fathered a boy. My brother was my best friend, and we did everything together. He was just a lot of fun to be around. He walked in, the party got live, Andre said. Verna married a third time to a corporate-level McDonnell Douglas employee from Long Beach named Warren Griffin Jr. The families joined forces Brady Bunch style, with all 8 kids living under one roof at times. The brood included Warren Griffin III, a quiet, bespectacled kid who would become famous as rapper-producer Warren G. Warren Griffin Jr. was a Mason, as well as a karate master who taught Andre, Warren, and Tyree how to defend themselves. Some weekends, Big Warren loaded the entire squirrely lot into his Ford station wagon and took them to the drive-in. Verna, meanwhile, developed an interest in fashion design and enlisted the kids for her shows. Clad in Miami Vice-style duds, Tyree clowned around on the runway while Andre spun R&B or jazz on the turntables. "We would all model," Warren G. said. Verna eventually got her own store at the Carson Mall, and Andre's new girlfriend, Miss Chalet, an up-and-coming R&B singer, came to help promote it, signing autographs. The family was thick, even through tough times, living off powdered eggs during a McDonnell Douglas strike. Warren G. worshipped his older stepbrothers. Andre and Tyree called him Kibbles. "Because my hair was nappy like Kibbles and Bits," he said. They hung out at nearby Kelly Park, Eric Wright's gang territory. Kids taunted little Warren because he was originally from Long Beach, and so his stepbrothers taught him how to defend himself. "They would sick me on the little dudes when one of them would get to running off at the mouth," Warren G. said. "Get 'em, Kibbles." Rap Talker. Owing to bad grades, Andre left Centennial High School, located in Compton, for Fremont, which was in South Central. But even after transferring, his academic performance didn't improve, and as a result he was booted from the diving team. Still, his instructors saw promise. "His English teacher said, 'I know he's not a dummy. I watch him play chess at lunchtime and he beats everybody,'" wrote Verna. Skilled at drawing, he enjoyed mechanical drafting, which is used to illustrate HVAC systems in construction and architecture plans. A teacher encouraged him to pursue it, but in the end, he dropped out of Fremont. He battled with his mother about his future. She insisted he return to school or get a regular job. But Andre's great passion was music. Damn everything else. Verna should have known better. It was their great bond.
Anyway, y'all, this is Charles. I'm sorry, this is Charles. Yeah, I'm Charles, but this is the book that I'm reviewing is Original Gangsters. I didn't know that Dre. How many kids? See, I got confused. So it was 8 before Warren G. Dad. Wait a minute, she had 8 kids before Warren G, or was it 8? Or did Warren G. Dad have 4 kids? She had 4. But I didn't know Dr. Dre had a sister. We know about Warren G. You know about Tyree. I didn't know. So I'm thinking. So I guess it was 4 of them. I guess he had 4. Wait a minute. But yeah, I don't know. Anyway, I wonder what Dr. Dre's sister name is. I tried to look her up. I couldn't find any pictures of her. But anyway, what do y'all think about this book, man? Original Gangsters by Ben Westhoff. Check it out. And if y'all get a chance, and hit that thumbs up button and subscribe to the channel. Appreciate it.